Around 8 to 12 months and peaking near a year and a half, a switch flips. The same calm infant who used to happily babble on the floor while you walked away transforms into a terrified, clinging toddler the second you reach for the doorknob. For parents, this turns the daily daycare drop-off or the handoff to a babysitter into an agonizing psychological battle. You pry tiny fingers off your leg, endure the screams, and walk to your car carrying the heavy weight of the morning's distress. It feels confusing. Why does a child become terrified of you leaving at the exact moment their brain is supposedly getting smarter, more capable, and more independent? This sudden onset of panic signals that a highly complex developmental milestone is being reached, though the brain is not yet equipped to handle the emotional data that comes with it. To avoid that morning meltdown, many parents rely on a universal, desperate, and seemingly harmless solution: the sneak out. You wait for them to get distracted by a pile's blocks or a cartoon, and then you quietly slip out the back door. There are no tears and no immediate drama. While this spares you the immediate guilt and prevents a tantrum in the moment, the lack of a clear exit actually intensifies the child's underlying anxiety. By attempting to protect the child from temporary sadness, we unintentionally turn a normal developmental stage into a state of chronic, unpredictable distress. This shift starts with object permanence, the cognitive realization that people and things continue to exist even when they are out of sight. For the first time, your child understands that you are somewhere else, and they want to be there with you. This chart shows executive function proficiency across a lifetime. Look at the extreme low point between ages 0 and 2. While a child's basic cognition is advancing, their emotional regulation, the upstairs brain responsible for logic and planning, is still at its absolute minimum. Because these executive skills are unformed, the child cannot comprehend the concept of later, soon, or after nap time. Those are abstract measures of time that the brain cannot yet calculate. Without the ability to process time, the child relies entirely on their downstairs brain, the primitive center dedicated to basic survival, instinct, and the fight-or-flight response. Because the brain cannot track when you will return, it cannot distinguish between a 5-minute errand and a permanent loss. To the survival-focused downstairs brain, your absence is an immediate, indefinite threat to their safety. Psychologists describe the parent as a secure base, a physical and emotional anchor the child uses to safely measure and explore their environment. Imagine this relationship as a psychological tether. An invisible elastic band stretches between you and the exploring child, providing security. During a sneak out, that tether is severed without data. The child finds their anchor vanished without warning, and the band snaps. The downstairs brain registers an active threat, triggering stress hormones. Contrast that with a confident goodbye. The child watches you leave, the parent moves away, but because the departure was visible, the elastic band stretches without breaking. A clear exit provides the brain with reliable data. The departure was predictable, which keeps the child's brain out of survival mode even when you are out of sight. To manage this transition, you have to build predictability. The first step is establishing a steady, repeatable routine before the exit, so the brain learns exactly what sequence of events to expect. Next, give a simple, clear warning using cause and effect language. You might say, "Mommy is leaving for work, and I will be back to get you after nap time." Then comes the most difficult part. You say a cheerful goodbye, give a quick hug, and physically walk away with total confidence. You must resist the urge to linger or turn back if they begin to cry. This specific sequence acts as a calming algorithm. It transforms the chaos of separation into a reliable, logical pattern that the child's brain can eventually process. This requires us to view their tears differently. Crying during a confident goodbye is not a sign of trauma, but a healthy, appropriate protest from a child who wants to be with you. In developmental terms, the child's crying is a serve. They are expressing a deep emotional need for security. By leaving predictably, and most importantly, returning predictably later, you provide the return. You answer their anxiety with consistent, reliable safety. When you repeat this loop day after day, the brain physically adapts to the pattern. The child learns through experience that the stress of separation always concludes with the safety of reunion. By enduring a few minutes of crying today, you are strengthening the neural pathways responsible for managing stress. You are helping your child form a structural foundation of trust, the deep physical knowledge that when you let go, you always come back.